Right, next month, you could face a fine if you pick up your phone while you're driving, with a few exceptions. Obviously, what you see on your screen here is exactly what we're trying to avoid. So a new law also prohibits use of devices like your Apple Watch. And Greg LaRose, Editor-in-Chief with our partners at the Louisiana Illuminator, joins us now. That one's interesting, Greg.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell us more. Good to see you, by the way.
Same here. Yeah, I think we're going to have to really work on changing our driving habits and sorts. And here's something that I think a lot of people don't realize. It's already illegal to text and drive, and you can be pulled over for it as a primary offense.
Okay.
So I think it's important to note the differences between what's taking effect on August 1st and what's already in the book. So text and drive, don't do it, no matter your age, no matter the situation. Now let's look at this new law that's going to be taking effect. That involves having your cellular device in your hands while driving. If you're parked, you're fine. If you're reporting an emergency, you're fine. If you need it for navigational purposes, you're fine. And it's important to note that if you are violating this law, it's a secondary offense. So in other words, a police officer would need another reason to pull you over.
You're swerving,
speeding, anything. And this offense doesn't essentially give the police a warrant to search your car. There needs to be some sort of visual evidence or some other predominant reason.
That's important.
Yeah.
And it was written that way specifically. It is a secondary offense so that that doesn't happen.
Yeah, I think there were legitimate concerns that this could be used as a profiling tool, basically giving police the excuse to pull over anyone they see with a phone in their hand. No, they'll need essentially another reason. However, if they see you busily texting.
Even at the red light, you guys, because a lot of people will say, well, no, I'm never on my phone if the car's moving, but at the red light, I'll send a text. Even that is not something allowed.
No, you have to be stationary. In other words, parked. You're considered in traffic if you're at that red light. And I think also to keep in mind, it won't be too long before school zones are back in effect.
Absolutely.
It's already against the law in most school zones, or all school zones, really.
Absolutely. What's the deal with the Apple Watch? You're saying that you have to change your behavior even with that.
Yeah, I mean, it's essentially a handheld, hand-operated device. So yeah, I think it's a matter. I think what they looked at when putting together this law, how we're going to define distracted driving, and it all boiled down to cellular devices, Bluetooth devices. So yeah, this one I think is going to really change some people's habits. And I think what's also noteworthy, there are about 31 states, I believe, including DC, that have some form of ban on handheld cellular device use while driving. But Louisiana is sort of an outlier in the South. So, whether you want to call that a badge of honor or shame, I'll leave it up to the viewer out there.
Sure.
But yeah, this is fairly unique in Louisiana. And I think, that part of this calls for a study. They're asking state officials to keep track of accidents over like a 5-year period beginning in 2027. And I think this is so they can look back and see, have we really made a dent in this?
Absolutely. Greg LaRose, Louisiana Illuminator, thank you so much for being with us.
You're welcome.
All right, guys, still to come.